Hello, everyone, and thank you for the waiting. My apologies for leaving you guys on the wait. For today, we're gonna have a ceviche de camarón. Starting off, we got 2 pounds the camarón, and we're gonna peel it off. I'm using a fork. I use the end of the fork to insert it into the back of the shrimp and pull forward, and everything else will come off back as you're pulling the shrimp front. I tend to leave a little bit of water running just to clean up whatever is left inside the back of the shrimp, that little nerve that it has. I always like to take it off and remove it. And with this fork idea, it's way easier to do all work at once. You don't have to peel it and then cut it back and then remove, or you don't have to like peel it and then use a little toothpick to remove the little nerve. For the next step, we're gonna use a lime juicer, because my lime squeezer broke on me, so this is the method that I'm using today to squeeze my lime. I'm gonna use about 4 cups of lime. We're gonna need 2 to suck in the shrimp, and we're gonna use the other 2 to make the cocktail de tomate. So we're gonna need to squeeze all of these. It's like about 1.5 pounds of lime. As you guys can see, freshly made, nothing is frozen. So I did put it on work with the risk, and we're gonna finalize it, and we're gonna move on with our shrimp. Chop it up real quick. Try to dice it up as how big of the piece you want to have in a bite with the tostada and everything. I usually cut it pretty big, and then my veggies and stuff like that, I cut it smaller than what I usually chop my meats. Or my proteins. So we're gonna chop all these little 2 pounds of shrimp, dice them real nice. Take your time, don't rush. The knife is not your friend, so definitely don't feel confident with the knife. You never know, it's so sneaky. So be careful, do it slow, don't rush at all. We're gonna finally finish chopping all this shrimp, so then we could put it inside a bowl, and we could leave it soaking in on the lime juice, which is gonna cook the shrimp for us. And we're gonna add, of course, a little bit of salt to it and a little bit of pepper. In this recipe, I added a lot of salt and a lot of pepper in the beginning. You guys gonna see right now. Because I usually do this just because I don't want to keep adding more salt and pepper at the end, because then I really don't know how much I really like. People's gonna like it. So I prefer it to be tasting more like lime juice and tomato than salt and pepper, because then you could just add it in your own. But it's pretty fire. We're gonna use Clamato del que pica también. Let's not forget that for the cocktail de tomate. So now we're gonna move on with our veggies. En esta receta, I use 2 cucumbers. Like I'm saying, don't rush it. Take your time cutting up everything. Easy. Go on your pace. And my advice is to cut these smaller than when you cut your protein, so you could have a good bite of the protein with all that little salad. In your tostada, it's gonna be fire. So this is about 2 cucumbers. As you guys could see, I de-seeded with a spoon. Take out all the seeds, because it's mostly water, so we don't really need that. So we get that out. At the beginning, I forgot to record it, but I did chop 2 tomatoes and half of a bunch of cilantro. Let's not forget that, please. Okay, I'm gonna add that to the description as well. And we're gonna finish chopping up these 2 little cucumbers real quick, and we're gonna move on with our avocados. I like to add avocado to my ceviche, aguachiles, mostly everything. I love avocado. It's definitely like my to-go ingredient with everything. So everything that I have chopped off, I have a bowl where I'm having my shrimp with the lime sucking in, and I'm putting everything on the top as I'm chopping it up. I don't want my shrimp to leave the lime juice whatsoever. Leave it sucking in as much as possible. And then we're gonna chop up our 2 little avocados. I like to have a little bite of everything. So we're gonna dice these avocados real quick, And sanitation always. I do wash my hands a lot, and wash everything consistently as I move on. So we're just gonna keep pushing, and we're gonna go through these little avocados now that we already peel them off and took everything out. And we're gonna, dice them up real quick. De volada. These avocados were right. Always remember to choose the right avocados. You don't want the hardened ones. And como no es temporada tampoco, so it's kind of hard to sometimes find the right avocado. So try to look through them. They're in there, just don't lose patience. They are gonna be there, and if not, put them in un periódico into oven for like a day or two, and then they'll be perfect. But keep checking if you do that. Like, no, don't turn on the oven or nothing. Just wrap it up in periódico and put it on the oven for like a day or two, and then it'll be nice and ready. Now we're gonna put a purple onion. I love using purple onion for everything as well. I love the white one too, don't get me wrong, but purple is my to-go as well. And I use mostly the whole onion for it, so it has to have that nice crunch too in it. And this helps out a lot to give it that little nice crunch. So cebolla, definitely una completa. Después vamos a seguir con los serranos. Y esto van a ser todos los vegetales que vamos a necesitar para nuestro ceviche. La consistencia va a ser cilantro, pepinos, aguacate, jitomate, serranos. Todo esto va a estar arriba del shrimp que ya tengo cortado y se está marinando en el limón con la sal y la pimienta. Una vez que haya terminado de cortar todo, vamos a mezclar todo muy bien. Por el momento vamos a seguir con nuestros serranos. Depende qué tan picoso ustedes quieran su ceviche de camarón. I usually use 4, probably 5 or 6, but this time, I went more for like 4. So definitely they were kind of spicy. The ceviche was kind of spiced up, I'm not gonna lie. I had a little sweat coming down my nose, so I was like, okay. And then I was adding tapatio to it too, so it gives a little bit more of a kick too. So we finished chopping our little serranos up, and we're gonna drop everything on our bowl. Like I said, we have it already next to us. But before all of these, like I said, sanitation first. So after I finish chopping all of these, I'm gonna go wash my little cutting board and get it going real quick, So we could have it all ready to go. We'll be right back. So after we have already washed our little cutting board and our knife again, we're gonna come back with our bowl, set up everything, and we're gonna start giving it the final touch. So then we can make our tomato cocktail that is gonna go in there with other 2 cups of lime juice. All right, so this is what it's gonna be looking like for right now. This is like 75% done of our ceviche de camarón. Give it a good mix, because all the protein, all that little camarón is underneath all of that. So remember, you gotta get a good mix of all of that. Good mix. Mix it well. Once you think it's mixed well, we're gonna put this in the fridge and let it sit, cover it. And then we're gonna move on with our sauce. Our tomato cocktail, okay? That's what it looks like. Little cevichito de camarón. Alright. Now, I should have cut it a little bit shorter. My apologies for this, but I'll do my best to do the next one a little bit better than this. I was thinking I want to do next aguachiles, just so you guys know how is the difference. It's not that much of a difference, and it's really good. So after we have already done this is what our ceviche looks like, 75%. Our consistency of our sauce is tomato, onion, cilantro, ajo, cebolla, Clamato, picante, y una lata de tomate sauce, don't forget. And then, I had to do a little test. a little run through it to see if it was actually bumpskis, and turned out to be so dank. It finished within like 35 minutes probably. It was so good. It was so good. I wanted to say something. It was too late, but it was so good, man. I really, really appreciate all you guys for watching and enjoying this. Thank you, and I hope you guys enjoy the food if you guys do try it. Thanks.